Rush is very, very antsy tonight for whatever reason. I'm gonna get the battery to the phone, adjust the tripod a little bit. Alright, dingus, now behave yourself. It usually takes a couple minutes before people start filing in. Hey, are you gonna behave yourself tonight? Children. Hey, Turn and Burn. Hey, Justin. Hey, Travis. Everything's good here. Did you go play in the snow there, Turn and Burn? Hi, KG. Hey. He's really antsy tonight, guys, so we'll see how this goes. Usually once I start actually working with him, he decides to behave himself. He's already left several deposits in my garage here, so I'll clean those up. Here. Yeah. Didn't ride yesterday. I don't blame you. It's cold and snowy and wet and miserable. Well, I'm gonna set you guys back here a little bit further. That way he don't swing his big butt into the camera if he does decide to move around too much. I got a buddy of mine, he's standing right here off camera, so. Hi, Gary. Hi again, you say? Hope you guys are all doing good on this Ash Wednesday. It's a Catholic thing, but you know, all good. For those of you just joining in, we're getting ready to start resetting shoes on Rush here. His 5-year-old half draft. He's usually pretty good, but he's kind of antsy tonight, so we'll see what happens. First thing I'm going to do is pick this big old foot up here. Tip you guys down just a hair. Make sure you guys can see. And I'm going to get it cleaned out and get the clinches cut off of it. How's everybody's week going? Hey, quit. Let's see what's chat say. Everybody's doing good. Hi, Mom. Brian's just off camera, Mom, so if you want to text him and give him a hard time, feel free. He's being shy and not saying anything. Brush. Behave yourself. Quit. Hey. Quit. Told you guys he was being antsy. Mom says hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Denise. How are you?
Don't know why he's being so antsy tonight. is what it is. Hey, you're gonna get in serious trouble. So anyways, all right, which one of you guys paid him to act like this? It is probably that he's cold and fresh out. Go ahead. So hopefully this is a shoe-in video and not a horse training video, but you never know. Anyways, Rush, I will tie your foot up in front of everybody on live stream. So a little different than normal. We're not putting a new set of shoes on him. We are just going to reset this set of shoes. So once I get them pulled off, I gotta come over here and get him cleaned up. Yeah, he's a little fresh. He's being a bit of a butthead. So I'll put you guys where you can see the anvil there. Cleaning shoes up ain't too hard. Just tap the old nails out. Pretty easy. Those nails go into the outside of his feet. The way a horse's hoof is built and shaped, they have, basically it's like your fingernail, so it would be the same as going through the part of your fingernail that you can't feel. When it's done right, it doesn't cause them any pain or discomfort at all. I'm gonna scrape all the buildup here off of that shoe. Take a fresh nail. Hey! He's being a bit obnoxious today. And I'm just gonna clean the grooves out, because the way the horseshoe works, the head of the nail sits down in this groove here. You guys can see the difference from what I cleaned there versus what I didn't. Hi David, happy birthday. How's Kelly doing, Turn and Burn? Did you guys get much weather there? I imagine you got it pretty good, probably more than I did. You guys hear him? He's being absolutely obnoxious. Alright, that side's done. Hey. Great. She had her first outing today to an indoor trainer and said she acted like a broke horse. That is awesome. I knew she had a pretty good mind to her. Her mother was the same way, but you've heard me say that before. I'm about 2 inches here. But where horses are, they have overfed. Holy cow. Yeah, that don't surprise me at all. It likes to get snowy there. Alright. That shoe's cleaned up enough. I'm just going to check and make sure that it's still straight. And that I didn't tweak it when I pulled it off his foot. And now we'll go trim his foot. Hey. Bring you guys back over there for that. She's awesome. Trainer says he may not let me bring her home. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, scoot over there, monster. Yeah, Mom. Turn and burn is who has Kelly and Billy. All right. This is going to turn into a horse training stream, guys. We're going to take him outside, and he's going to get in trouble. As soon as I get done adjusting my tripod, Brian's going to move the tripod for me. I'm going to bring a whole bunch of tools and him, and he's going to go learn a lesson.
Yeah.
This. All right, come on, guys. Yep. You got yourself in trouble. Sorry.
Out.
We're gonna go right into this pin right here. Alright, so I'm gonna give Rush to my assistant Brian here. He's just one of my best friends. And I'm gonna go get my Bronco fighting rope and strap and a buggy whip. That way he can be in trouble over acting like this. So Brian will keep you guys company. He's good at it.
Oh, yeah. Rush is going to get in trouble now. Say hi, Rush. Yep. What, you shy now? Are you shy now? Quite the handsome guy, though. I think he knows what's coming. Huh.
So this is life with horses. We got a big yacht braid rope and a strap that I can use to tie a foot up on him if I need to. Hopefully I don't have to go that route with him, but we'll see how big of a problem he wants to be. That's exactly what he's thinking, turn and burn. Okay, I'll take him. Actually, I'm gonna pull the phone out of the camera and you're gonna have a job. Grab the phone out of the holder. So you're attached to the battery deal there. Mm-hmm. But you can be videographer and comment reader.
Okay.
I will not compensate you well for your time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just gonna move him around a little bit. Can't do too much because it's kind of slick, but he's kind of a baby about this anyways.
Yeah, no pay for me. I always help out Corey, no pay. He's a good friend of mine. I'd never charge him a dime.
Let's see if that changes his demeanor at all. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing, the only difference being I'm gonna keep my lead rope in my belt line here. That way, if I need to give him any corrections by lunging him like that, it can be instant and I don't have to untie him and all that. The way a horse's brain works, when they give you an action, you have about 3 seconds to correct that action with a reaction, or else it doesn't mean anything. You gonna come in here?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can.
Like, move all the way around. All right. Just a second.
You can unhook it from the battery.
Oh.
You guys can see he's standing here quite a bit better than he was. And because he's standing here better, I'm just gonna work with him for just a second here. We'll let him have his foot back and I'll pet on him. That way there's differentiation between being in trouble when he takes his foot and puts it down, or me putting it down and he was well behaved about it. It's not fun being bad, is it? Try and brush off the dirt because the dirt's really hard on your nippers. I like to have kind of sharp nippers, so.
David Wiley asked, had to leave for a while. What'd he miss?
Rush was being kind of a jerk and wasn't standing still. I think, David, I think he wanted some of your birthday cake. So we brought him out here and lunged him around just a little bit. And so far he's standing better. Hopefully the trend continues. Really? You guys see, Rush has got a big old foot. It takes a while to get around it with the nippers. Ooh. Okay. Got him trimmed up. Oops. That's a lot better than what we took off of him last time. If you remember last time, I said he was really long. Try not to let him get that long. Okay, I'm gonna cruise back over by my tools and grab my rasp. You're behaving. I'm not gonna be mad at you when you're behaving. It usually doesn't take much correction with him to get him to line out. We're gonna work right here, Brian. You'll have to just kind of follow us.
All right.
So you guys make sure and let Brian know he's doing good as a cameraman.
Lone Wolf says hi, cowboy.
Lone Wolf?
Yep.
It's been a while since I've seen you on stream. Good to see you again. Not pretty. Got way too deep right there. That's on me. Biggest thing now is I want that shoe to fit flat and not have any rock to it, which it doesn't right there. Fits his foot okay. He's got pretty weird feet, but that's just because of what he is. Yeah, you're weird, you know that? You're not going to get a nice pretty chewing job like I wanted to.
David asks, do you have to crawl on the fence to get on that monster?
No, he keeps me honest. If I start getting a couple pounds too heavy, it gets harder to get on him. For reference, I'm 5'10". So whatever that equals out to. I'm 5'10", 195-ish pounds. So he's a big boy. Usually he's well behaved. No, stand up here where I put you. Ooh. Usually he's well behaved. Every dog has his day though, I guess. I don't clean their feet up as much as a real farrier does. Which is just my personal preference. I'm sure there's reasons to do it better than what I do, but I just don't. And I get along fine. Set 2 nails in and give him his foot back. Push that off. Put the tip back in my bucket because we're working in the corral. That nail's wanting to bend. Straighten it out.
Oh, I'm slacking on the comments. David said, I am past being proud. I use a step. And then Lone Wolf said, what's breed that horse is? I think it's Icelandic, or maybe you tell us what it is.
He's half quarter horse, half Clydesdale. Clydesdale on the top side. Battle River Inc. is the stud, and the mare is basically just old, kind of old school ranchy cow horse bred. She's grade, but she's standing right over there. She looks about like him, just smaller. And we'll go 2 more nails here. Now you guys have seen me run all my nails at once. Because he's being a little bit of a pill today, I'm only going to run 2 nails at a time. And the thought there is that I can give him more breaks and I can put his foot down more. That way he remembers, oh yeah, I have to let this guy hold my foot until he's done with it.
There it says, looks like you got him back on track. Got some weather moving in tomorrow. Might be an interesting day at Paradise. Have a blessed evening.
You too, David. I imagine you're going to get off here and go celebrate with your family. So, yeah, we got weather moving in too. Hey, stand up here. Thanks for stopping by, David. See? It's so much easier just to stand here and behave, isn't it? Do the next 2. Now I'm going to run all 4 nails. Again, that's just preference. Probably have him in the rocks out on the desert here within the next couple weeks. So I like to run 4 when I know I'm gonna get into some rocky country. Give him his foot back, pat on him. Brian doing okay for the camera for you guys, or is making you seasick?
Denise says I'm doing a great job.
There you go.
Thank you, Denise.
I knew you was good for something.
Right? Don't think I want to make a career out of this.
Not a career cameraman?
No.
Oh, why not? Alright, got all 8 nails in that shoe. I'm gonna grab my nippers, trim up his wings just a hair. Quit. And then we'll get nails clinched.
So just on the outside of the shoe.
Yeah, just going around the outside of the hoof there that hangs over the shoe, because he's trying to get really wide back here. So I'm keeping that contracted, and it'll push that hoof in. It gets a little bit better every time. Okay, just cleaning up the stuff we just trimmed. Not the right way to hold a foot, but sometimes you got to give your back a little bit of a break. Pretty good there. I'm just gonna knock the underside of the nails down just a hair here. That way the clinches will seat just a hair better. And we'll clinch it. File the clinches down just a little bit, and that foot will be done. Thank you. Clenching's done. Just gonna make sure basically that there's no sharp spots on the clinches there. That foot's done. Nails are a hair lower than I like to see, but they'll be all right. Can we do your other foot now? Huh? Are you done? Can we go back in the garage? Are you gonna behave? Let's try him in the garage again.
All right. Lone Wolf asks, which horse is good for beginners for training and riding?
Probably an old quarter horse would be my suggestion. An old quarter horse that's been there, done that, has a lot of experience. The biggest thing to stay away from for a beginner is an inexperienced horse. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they get into horses is saying, oh, me and the horse will learn together. It doesn't work like that. You just end up learning bad habits. And inevitably, something doesn't work and somebody gets hurt. All right, now you behave yourself when we go back in the shop. not a cold wind in the shop anyways. Probably want that tripod bed. You gonna behave? Yeah. We're gonna do his other front foot. Solely for the fact that if he ends up being a problem again, I can just get his other front foot done out there, and it's gonna be dark by then. It's better if you're only gonna do two, to do either the fronts or the backs versus the left or the rights. So.
Lone Wolf says, I see the curious little dog. Do you pet a dog or a street dog? The little one down there, that's my dog. She's very curious. She's not around horses or livestock. She's a house dog.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna behave? I think he might behave. I say that, and he'll make a liar of me. Oh well. Alright. Just make sure he don't back up and get you there.
Yeah. Pacific Northwest Spear.
Spiro.
Yeah, says
hey,
hi.
Spiro. You guys getting a bunch of the storm also? Or was it south of you? Hey, don't start this. You're gonna get in trouble again. Yeah, dummy. I see Spiro on a lot of my videos and live streams. He's been around since the channel was really young.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You see a bunch of the same people.
He said it just started snowing there about an hour ago.
Oh yeah. We're supposed to get more tonight. And tomorrow. We'll see. Quit. You stand over there where I asked you to. He's gonna get in trouble again.
AJ said hi.
Hi, AJ. AJ or AG?
AJ 36412.
I got an AG to talk to often in here too. Quit it. Stand up. I know you guys probably can't see that, but he'll go to leaning on me. Thank you. That was good. He's been really good to shoe in the past, but different day, I guess.
It's be a pain in the butt today.
A little bit. Acting like his mama did a couple days ago. Huh. Yeah. Pullers. Have I ever showed you guys the difference between the pullers and the nippers? So that's your nipper. That's what trims these foot. Basically, kind of a flat pair of scissors, basically. And the pullers have that pointed side and that flat side. So that flat side braces against it, and that pointed side gets underneath that shoe. And you just rock them back and forth and use that leverage to create the separation you need to get the shoe pulled off. Pretty simple concept. I'm sure there's like newer versions and all that. Most of my shoeing tools are fairly old, but they work just fine for me. Some guys say that you gotta have flat side inside or flat side outside, or I use them both ways. Right there, the flat side's on the inside. Once I kind of got that shoe popped, and just work it around like that. Shoe comes right off. We'll go over to the anvil and we'll clean it up.
Layla, get out.
Some people don't like to reset shoes. They want a new shoe on every time. A couple dollars a shoe. Might as well reset them. Save yourself a little bit of money. Wet. I think we're only gonna do those two front feet tonight, guys, because I don't want to pick a fight with him and be out there in the dark shoeing him. That doesn't sound like fun. So we'll get this other front foot done. We'll kind of get by him, and then I'll start with him again tomorrow evening in the daylight. If he wants to be wet. If he wants to be a turd tomorrow, he can get worked again.
So what's the behavior behind him, I don't know the right term, but pawing at the ground there?
Being an asshole.
Nervousness or?
Doesn't want to be here, wants to go back with his buddies. He's not, hey, he's not typically like that. But there's some weather moving in and whatever else. They're horses, they have a mind of their own and an agenda of their own, just like we do, and every now and then they don't match what we need done. Which, if this was a sort of deal where I had to get him shod tonight, I could. It would just mean that instead of doing it in here on the concrete floor out of the wind, I would be out there in the mud and that cold breeze with a light on my forehead doing it. Just easier. And you never know. Sometimes, like, we might go get him tomorrow to do his back feet, and he might not be a problem at all, or he might be worse. I'm honestly kind of surprised he's being this much of a pill, which isn't that bad. I mean, he's not trying to kick or run me over or anything like that. He's just being antsy. He might find himself tied to the horse trailer where he can't see nobody else for a couple hours tomorrow. That's always pretty good to do to him. especially when they act like this.
Pacific said, a good set of tools will last you almost a lifetime. I've had my shoeing tools since the early 90s and still use them all the time.
Yep, you're exactly right there, Spiro.
That was Pacific.
So, yeah, Pacific, Northwest Spiro. So, the only thing, let me think here. Out of my set of shoeing tools, I have bought a new set of nippers, obviously rasps, you go through a lot. I bought a new hammer because mine decided to commit suicide on the side of a highway somewhere. It fell off the truck, just rattled off the flatbed. I didn't have things put away the right way. So I had to buy a new shoe and hammer. But my pullers and my clinchers are from the same set that my stepdad had, and we met him in the mid-90s, and he had them then, and they were, well, they looked about like they do now, so however old they are. But I'll show you guys something. My pullers are actually not correct for me to be using, maybe more so on this horse than my other horses.
Bodie says hi real quick. Good
Hi,
evening.
Bodie. Hope you're doing good. So you can see this set of pullers, when it closes all the way, which the handles have to cross because it's wore out, but it doesn't make contact in here with itself. This set of pullers is actually draft horse pullers, or clinchers, sorry, not pullers, clinchers. Regular clinchers, the teeth will make contact with the top and bottom jaw there. This is made for a much bigger hoof. I could probably get better clinches on my normal size, my quarter horse size horses, if I used a regular set of clinchers, but this is the set I learned with, so it's the set I use. If I was to suggest tools or teach somebody or anything like that, I would make sure they learn with the correct set. Because there are times, especially on little tiny horses, that I really have a hard time getting a decent clinch. What?
People.
Oh, you see people. My wife had some friends over seeing the baby boy. Okay, Dork. Behave yourself. Just stand here.
What size shoe does he get?
He gets a 2.
Go up there, Bryn.
Yeah, he wears a size 2. A 2 in the front, and I think I got a 3 on his backs right now. I don't remember exactly, but it's a 2 or 3 back there. Just clean it. I don't do as much knife work either as real farriers do. I was taught to clean the quit. You were getting in trouble. I was taught to clean the inside of the foot out, clean the dead hoof material out with my nippers rather than with my knife. It's just a different way of doing it. Regular farriers do a lot prettier job, and they're a lot handier with their knives. I never learned that method. It's no shot against them. They absolutely know more about it than I do. But you can see I just pull off the sole of the foot there. I just scrape on it like so until I get down to good clean hoof material. And that gives me a line to cut around each foot there.
So Lone Wolf has a good question.
Okay.
How many years are you doing this work, and what do you experience in the beginning years, and what do you think of the work in today's world?
So, I've been a professional cowboy, doing it for a living for 10 years now. Hey. He might get tied down tomorrow. He's really being an ass. I've been doing this for 10 years. This is not a good example of what 10 years looks like. This is what happens when a horse wants to make a fool of you. If I were to, in terms of horseshoeing, if I were to give advice to somebody starting out, I would say get a hold of a farrier that does it full-time professionally, an apprentice under them. You're going to start by cleaning hooves and taking clinches off, stuff like that, pulling shoes, but you will learn so much more and so much of a more correct way to do this than what I do. My shoeing jobs are very rudimentary. My main goal is keep the horse pain free and keep metal underneath their feet. I don't know any of the corrective shoeing or any of the hot shoeing. I've never been around a forge. There's so much more to it than what I know, and all it would take to learn that is to be around somebody that knows it. But I know just enough to get done what I need to get done, which is not a lot. You can absolutely hurt a horse by just trying to figure it out yourself, and I'm pretty basically self-taught at this, and I will never hide the fact that when I was teaching myself, I made some horses sore. I felt bad about it. I wish I hadn't done what I did. Unfortunately, it was part of my learning curve. And you can see we took off about the same off of that foot as we did the other foot. Whole reason you reset them, the shoes that were on him, they were not in any danger of falling off. But you have to think, so a horse's foot's like that, with that being the bottom and this being their leg. There's a big tendon that runs up the back of it and supports all the weight of that horse. And as the horse's toes get longer, it multiplies the force on that tendon. So it's a safety factor to keep that angle correct, where if it gets too long, that way you take a chance of injuring him here, or if you stand them up too much, you're putting way too much stretch on the opposite tendon in the front of their leg. I don't know the fancy words or the right names for those. I just know that's how it works. To make sure I maintain that angle, if you look at the sole of his foot, I have cut at the same angle roughly all the way around. I got to smooth it over with my rasp. That sole of his foot tells me the way his conformation wants to be naturally. And then I'm going to steal the camera from you for a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I bumped the screen button. So I will then look at this angle and make sure that he is not shifted left to right at all. So those are the two biggest things. There you go. Let me get off of that. And you don't want them too far this way, and you don't want to trim them to where they lean side to side like that at all. Another thing, if you look at the foot we just did, if you can see with all his hair right there, none of that horseshoe is sticking out behind the heel of his foot. That makes sure that when his back foot, during his stride, his back foot comes right here as this foot lifts off, and they end up landing almost in the exact same spot. Well, if I have the part of that horseshoe sticks out too far, the toe of his back foot will land on that and he'll peel that horseshoe off. And that can, sometimes it just, the clinches are weak enough that it just pulls the clinches out. Other times it'll take big chunks out of their side of their hoof up into here, and then you have to let that grow out before you can really get a shoe on the right way. There are ways to put shoes on around that, but you're always trying to make sure also that you're setting that when I, so after how do I say this now that I tongue-tied myself? When I'm setting my shoe and after I set my shoe on and I'm cleaning up the hoof that's outside of the shoe, I'm building that hoof that I want to see again in 8 or 10 weeks or whenever it is that I shoe him again. And by constantly trying to shape those hooves more correctly to what I need them to look like, the better they'll grow naturally. This foot's not as bad. His other front foot was really wanting kind of to splay out right here in the back quarter there. So I put that shoe on narrower than that and took a bunch of it off with my nippers up into here. And what'll happen is that protective layer on that outside of the hoof wall, it'll recede in towards the hoof naturally just from being exposed to the environments, and it'll help that hoof grow more correct rather than continuing to splay out. It's a gradual process. I guarantee that farriers that know like corrective shoeing and stuff like that, therapeutic shoeing, I know they have tricks and they have nuances, and they're probably, if anybody that's like actually knows how to shoe really well watches this, they're probably just shaking their head laughing at me because of how little I know. But like I said, I know enough just to get me by. I have been lucky with the horses I have, and nobody's ever needed really corrective shoeing. If I got in a situation where one of my horses did for whatever reason, I would definitely reach out to a professional farrier and get done what that horse needed done by a professional, just as a way to make my horses' lives a little bit better.
Lone Wolf said, just like heels, front is plain and the back is pointy.
Yep. And the other thing professional farriers will do is they'll take a lot of that frog off, especially on horses that are like strictly rode in the arena or something like that. I leave that frog on there for 2 reasons. What?
Your Father Time just said trim the frog.
Trim the frog? Yeah, there we go. My opinion on it, that frog's made to pump blood all the way up that horse's leg and through their hoof. So I'll leave that on there. And then going outside, a lot of the desert country that I go into, that frog trims itself real naturally. If it's in the way of the heels of the shoe to be set, of course I'll trim it up enough to get out of the way of that. I have noticed for a while, I did try trimming the frog a lot. I trimmed it way down like I saw on the internet, and my horse is stone bruised a lot easier. So, Father Time, I respectfully disagree with you on that one, but I'm not saying you're wrong either. So this shoe needs to come in just a hair. See how it's sticking out back here? When I set it where it wants to be set, it hangs out just a hair. So I'm going to go to my anvil. Hold still, bud. And I'm going to bring the heels in on this shoe just ever so slightly. And then I got to flatten it up some more because it wants to rock just a hair. didn't look like much, but I don't have a very good anvil, but it's the anvil I have.
Father Time says, my dad and brother both used to shoe horses.
I give them the utmost respect. Like I said, I am not a professional farrier. I just know what has worked best for me through trial and error. I wish your father and brother were here, because they could probably teach me a hell of a lot. I'm sure if you talk to your father and brother, tell them you watched some guy put a cowboy set of shoes on a horse, they probably laugh and shake their head. And it's deserved. They're not pretty, they're not super correct, but they stay on. And the horse ain't lame. Okay. That brought that in just enough. I think it'll be okay. Almost. Whoa, bud.
He says yes if they were alive.
Well, rest in peace to both of them. Seems like everybody worth talking to has moved on in life. Let's go over. I asked you. Thank you. I went just one hit narrower, and that shoe fits a lot better now. Doesn't want to rock. It's ready to go on. It ain't clean and it ain't pretty, but it's ready to go. Your father and brother would probably also tell me that that is a horrible shape for a front shoe. And they're not wrong. But they fit the horse. For context, Father Time, this horse is half Clydesdale, half quarter horse. So he has some really weird shaped feet.
Every foot is different.
Yep, absolutely. Wet. I don't like that at all. Between him trying to move around and all that, that shoe ended up way too far back. Hey, why don't you take a Xanax there, bud? You're kind of acting like a 2-year-old today, not a 5-year-old. Thank you. When I set the first nail on a shoe, that's always the best time to inspect it, because if you don't like where it's set, you can adjust it and only have one extra hole through the hoof wall. Damn it, stop it, you son of a bitch. Okay, pretty happy with that now. Stand back, Brad.
Yep.
Really not that good at all. But you're being a prick. You know that? I'll show you guys what I'm not happy with. See all that excess right there? That ain't good. I'm gonna pull that. So what'll happen is he gets into the rocks with it. If he gets into the rocks with that, if I were to take that extra hoof wall off right there on this foot, it would start being too narrow in the back. Minute. God damn, you're being an asshole. He's really frustrating me. Or if I didn't trim it, I gotta go back to my handle. And he gets that chunk, hits a rock with it, it would break a bunch of that hoof wall off. Not be good. See how that changes.
Lone Wolf asks, which horse breed is good and intelligent?
They all are in their own sort of ways.
I guess, are they kind of like dogs where, you know, you got your smarter breeds, or does that make sense?
Yeah, a little. Kind of depends. Everybody's got their own opinions there. For me, I like to be around like the quarter horses a lot. And then like he's half Clydesdale, which he's gentler by nature, even though he's really antsy acting tonight. He's supposed to. He does have a very gentle disposition. For the amount I've done with him, he's actually really doing good. Okay, that looks better. If I get that shoe set right there, I'll be happy with it. It's not perfect, but that's why I put the first two nails in. Even on horses when they're behaving really well, I'll put my first two nails in. I'll set that foot down, assess what I think of it, and either run the other couple nails, 4 or 6 depending, or pull it off, adjust it, put it back on.
Father says he has a buckskin stripe on his butt.
Yeah, he is a lineback dun. He gets that from his mother. So the stud he's out of is actually a painted Clydesdale, not a true bay. It's not on him. It's one of the other horses I got out of him has a little bit of white, but like that's where he gets his socks from, is from his daddy. The foal I had this year was a full sibling to him, and little stud colt, and looked just like him, nice line back. I don't remember his socks. Maybe he was, hey, get off me. Maybe he was black-legged, I don't remember, but he ended up getting sepsis, and I had to put him down about 10 days old. But I plan on breeding that mare back to the stud again this year, and 2 of this one's full siblings are bays, so I'm always hoping for another lineback dun. I think there's nothing wrong with a bay, but it's just cool to have a nice stripe down their back. Be a dun horse. Can you hand me that red bucket? Thank you. Yeah. Son of a bitch, knock it off. He might get a foot tied up tomorrow too. this is his probably 8th time I've put shoes on him, 9th maybe, and he's never been a jerk like this. He's always just been really good. I don't know what his malfunction is tonight.
He's being a pain, isn't he?
Who said that?
Father time.
Yeah. Yes, he is. You wouldn't believe me if I told you the first time I put shoes on him, I don't think he took a foot from me through all 4 shoes. Like I said, by nature, just really gentle, but man, he's on one tonight.
Rick Correa said hi.
Who?
Rick Correa?
Hi, Rick. All right, just stand here and be Dave. Let's get done. I got a pork roast on the smoker. I'm hungry.
Then he said, hope he's not sore. There's another reason for this.
Oh, he ain't sore. Not a bad thought, but he ain't sore. He might be by the time I'm done with him. There we go. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna be sore by the time I'm done with this. You're being a baby. He's like, yeah. They told me I could misbehave when you're putting shoes on me. I didn't know it was an option. Again, just doing 2 nails at a time. That way I can let him have his foot back more. It slows the process down a little bit. Ooh. But if it helps him realize that he just has to stand here and be good, which apparently the message is not getting through. Father time, did your brother or dad, did they have a real strict opinion on 6 versus 8 nails? I know some people will die on that mountain of 6 nails, and some people will die on the mountain of 8 nails. That's right.
He says 8, I think. It's been so long.
Yeah. It's always just interesting to hear opinions. Like I was saying earlier, I'll run 8 when I know I'm going to rocky country. But like in the fall, if I'm pretty sure I'm going to be staying inside through the winter, I'll run 6. If I got a horse that's heels are getting really, really low, I'll only run 6. That way I don't have to put that back nail on either side to help the integrity of the hoof wall in the back. Yeah, I'm putting a hole in your foot. But definitely not one of those guys that picks a side on that. I'll do both.
Jesus Heredia says, hello from Nampa, Idaho. Maybe he knows it's around dinner time and that's why he's getting a little impatient.
Hi, Jesus. Good to see you again. Yeah, I'm hungry.
Father Time says, I'm in Idaho. We have rocks up here.
Yep, you get it. You get it. One of my friends is a horseshoer. I think around Wilder, Idaho. Hunter Montgomery is his name. he was on my live stream a while back, and he was joking and being a friend about it. But man, he was picking me apart. I called him after the live stream ended. I'm like, man, that was kind of brutal. He's like, no, it's all good. You're doing fine for a cowboy. I go, thanks for a cowboy. He's a good guy.
Father Time is an hour and a half away from Nampa.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm gonna put your fat butt in a set of stocks, Rush. Ooh. All right, we'll get that foot cleaned up and get those nails clinched. That'll be into the stream because I'm going to put him away for the night so I don't have to pick a fight with him. And then I'll probably do another stream tomorrow. A lot of you guys asked me, and I kind of the answers. I don't know when I'm going to stream, but I got to get him and a couple other horses done here within the next couple days. So for a little while, we'll have nightly horseshoeing streams, and hopefully tomorrow Rush isn't a huge jerk like he is tonight. All right. Hey, pay attention. Let me think here. I don't have enough to worry about grasp or nip into the excess.
Lone Wolf asks, what's the time of your next stream?
Tomorrow, around 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Nevada time, so I think that's 6 o'clock Idaho time.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit later than that, maybe a little bit earlier. There's a ton of other videos on my channel, though. There, Jesus, that you'll probably find interesting. See, I brought that flare in just a little bit on that foot. It's actually a little bit excessive what I brought it in, but I've really been fighting that with him every time I shoe him. So I'm trying to bring it in a little excessive and see if it'll kind of even out where it ends up. Get a clinch on these. Knock the clinches down after that. We're done.
Father Time says it's 1918 there now, so 718.
Oh yeah.
It's 618 here, so yeah, you guys are an hour ahead.
So all the clinch is doing, if you think of that nail goes through his foot there. Damn it. I need that hammer, please. That nail goes through his foot, and the clincher has just taken the end of that nail and bending it over. All right, get out of the corner. Bending that nail over to a hook. So as the hoof picks up, that hook just holds the shoe to the hoof. Is all. I get a lot of people don't understand the clinchers. They think you're setting them in a groove or this or that. You're just making a hook that holds the nail into the hoof is all. It's real simple. Are you guys stand here and be good, please? Alright, see if maybe on the other side here, the light's better. You can see those clinches in the piece that's like folded over.
Mhm.
You probably want to go on the outside of him there to show that.
So, nice lady Shell says, have you ever gone to see the wild horses on the plains?
I've rode in deserts a lot where there's been wild horses that I've had to deal with. So a good shot of those clinches there. It just the end of the nail folded over. Okay, I'm gonna pick his other foot up here. Make sure there's no burrs on these clinches, and he's done.
Lone Wolf says, we want bigger 20 to 30 minute video vlogs.
Video vlogs.
Yeah.
So, like my normal video posts, you want more of those, I guess. How do we phrase it? We want bigger 20 videos vlog. Okay, Lone Wolf. That's what I try to do on the videos that drop most Fridays. Is it's a vlog of a day where another ranch hired me to work for them. Sometimes they do run a lot longer than 30 minutes. Sometimes there's only 20 minutes worth of footage that day. I'm currently out of footage right now. So if anything, I'll still have horses to shoot come Friday. So instead of a regular video Friday, you guys will get another live stream with me. Which I enjoy the live streams. They're fun. They're different. But I dang sure do try and do them for you. It helps a lot there, Lone Wolf. For the videos I normally drop on Tuesday or Wednesday, I try to answer people's questions with those videos. So kind of two different series going there at the same time.
So David Wiley says, show the healed injury. Thanks.
Oh yeah, you bet, David. Let me grab, hold on, I'm gonna spin you guys in a circle. I have somewhere in my mess here, I have right there. Let me see, that works. Yeah. All right, so those of you guys that don't know, Rush injured this leg in December, and it is totally healed up. He peeled right in there where that light's touching. He peeled all that hide off of that leg. So he healed up really nice. Right here, and then right around there, you can feel a little bit of scar tissue, but back here where the rest of it was, and then over on this side, there's no scar tissue. He doesn't act lame on it whatsoever. He healed up really good. David, how is that relief tincture helping you? Yeah, thanks, nice lady Shelly. And the new baby's good. Are you getting any sleep? To be totally honest, I got the best wife in the world because she knows that I can't breastfeed, so she doesn't wake me up at night when he's hungry. So it's my turn to go in the mornings when the toddler's full throttle though. So okay guys, I'm gonna go about another minute here, and then I'm gonna go pull my pork roast off the smoker and get some dinner. Quit. You're gonna stand here while I eat dinner and learn some patience. So there's your videographer for the night, guys. Everybody
Make it too dizzy or too sick.
Yeah, no, it's he's one of my best friends. He's a Marine veteran. Everybody tell him thank you, all that good stuff. You deserve it. He hates it when I tell people that. So helped me a bunch. Maybe you got something. Well, your injury's quite a bit worse than mine, David. Nice lady says thank you for your service.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, alrighty guys, we'll catch you again tomorrow for probably his back shoes. We'll see how big of a pain that turns into. Thanks for watching, guys.